Uh, Good morning. It's like 8:09 a.m. I stayed up till like 2 a.m. playing poker last night like a DJ. So I got morning voice and I'm just kind of waking up here, but I might start making some more of this stuff during the crypto boom. Um, just to talk to everybody. Hey, good morning, everybody. On your morning drive out there in the city. Just keep bumping. We're coming to you live from WKYB, WBTC. Uh, anyways, uh, what uh, what I wanted to do? Let's take you over to my desktop here. So I wake up every morning, and I probably should have waited, but I just pulled some profits. Uh, You can look here in my MetaMask. I just pulled some Aerodrome this morning. I had like $163 from yesterday. I added a little bit more here. This is all from fees. And then some, these are some residual dust that's been collecting in my wallet that maybe I got to go through in a little bit. And these are some meme coins that people sent me. But crypto's pumping. Uh, Looks like Aerodrome is back even higher now with new. Is this an AT? No, I think when it launched, it had a higher all-time high than 183. But Aerodrome's been bouncing between 125 and 150, and I'm showing 183 on my screen right now. I might pull those profits and turn this into a stable coin and put it on Aave, but that's what I wanted to show you here. So I did some lending and borrowing stuff, right? And here's ETH. I just pulled another 300 out of this in profits to pay this loan down this morning. And the idea is you keep it goes up, you pay this loan, then this goes down and you borrow more against this loan and you buy this low and then you pay it off, right? And I made a couple videos about that. All while keeping this TVA, and mine's a little high right now. I try to keep it around 50, but 83, I doubt that we're going to lose 30% of the value of Ethereum anytime soon. We're in a bull market. So you can push this a little bit further. I wouldn't risk it too far because, once again, if the loan to value gets due, they will sell this asset to pay this loan. But I mentioned on my Twitter this morning that you can follow the trend. So I'm over here on TradingView.com. And I want to show you just a very simple technical analysis that you can do. I'm not going to get into the RSI and the MACD here. So let me just take that off the screen. This is just a basic chart of Ethereum on TradingView. This is what it looks like over 6 months. And if you go over here, it allows you to pick different markings that you can put onto the thing. I just using these trend lines or whatever right now, right? So this yellow line is election. This is election day. This election day, this is the day after the election. And we went straight up to the moon, baby, to the moon. So if you look at this, let me move this out of the way, right? And just show you some things that I do here. This red line here, the 37.21, this is the current price of ETH. And although ETH has gone up, you can see that it goes up, it goes down, up, down, up, down. There's a volatility as it goes up, right? So this was at 447, and then it came back down to 3,000. So this is a $400 shift in the asset. These are little 2-hour candles here. I'm not going to get too much in. This is kind of like a beginner course. But let me zoom in to like an hour range and look at this, right? This is the election. It goes up again. If you were here, right? Let's mark this one, and you got about a top range of here, and you would have pretty much right here, you would have the bottom range when this was going up in this cycle. So if you had bought here and it went up here and it started coming down, you sell some of those assets off in this loan back here because you had made those profits, right? You pay down some of your loan. It comes down here, and then you buy back in. You probably buy back in here because you're catching the meat of the trade. Don't try to time the trade. You're trying to get the meat. And there's other ways. I'm not going to get really detailed into it. But there's ways that you can, I forget how to pull it back up. There you go. With the moving averages and stuff that you can time, like for instance, these two volumes are going up and the purple line went through the yellow line. I'm not going to get into it. That's an upward trend, and same down here where you have these two are moving simultaneously upward parallel where the blue line went through the orange. Vice versa, if it flips, that's a sell signal in a lot of cases. I don't want to get into that, but so right here, you're looking, if we go into the price range, this is a 13%, almost 14% play range that you had from, this was November 9th to when it broke through on the 23rd. So from the 9th to the 23rd of the month, it was bouncing between these 13%. So if you picked up on that trend, you could follow it up, follow it down, follow it up, follow it down. And then when you saw it not coming all the way back down, when you saw this big shoot up and it wasn't coming back down. So this is called support, this bottom line. It means there's enough money of people keeping money in the market that it's keeping the price around that 3,000 mark. People like big round numbers. It feels good emotionally, I think. And this is called resistance. So it was coming up and it was hitting this 427 mark, almost 3,500, right? And then bang, coming down and hitting this support at 3,000. So people had buy orders at 3,000, which was pushing the price back up. And then people probably had sell orders right before, they probably started them at 35, but then they were competing with one another and it got brought down to this. They're selling. So they're buying, up, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. You can then come in here. You're just trying to recognize some little patterns here. You could come in and do this one here. So once this one shot up, if you were paying attention, like if you've been watching this and its volatility and what is going on. So like prior to the election, it was jumping between, let's say right here and right here. That's about a 30% range from August 4th all the way to November 5th. August, December. That's not how they go. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. All right. So if you were kind of getting a feel for that, then you saw this breakout happen after the election. All right. So you could do another pattern here. You would move up and you see this. This was your, this was your top roughly, within this range right here. And this was your bottom. And roughly that was your top. And it went from like after the election straight up. It kind of bubbles out. It comes. And then down here. So you would have had that range is like 10% that you can play in. And that went from the election to just about the 21st. So that's like 20 days of playing in this range. Then you come up here, you got another range like in here that you could play with. Once you start recognizing these patterns, you know, this was going up, down, within like a 6% range. So remember, if you were in here, you could leverage that to make it like 8 to 10% returns, not 6%, because you're putting, if you go back to my other two videos about lending and borrowing, you're leveraging these funds. So when it went up to here, you would make some profits, so you would sell it off and you would pay down some of your loan. And then when it went down to here, you would buy, you could loop some more and borrow some more at the lower price and loop it in and trade it for ETH. And then when it went back up, and you're continuously doing this. So currently what I'm doing, well, I wanted to make this video. Where's my pink line? My pretty pink line. I put a pink line on the current thing. So it's like 8:20 right now. I'm going to check. I check my pairs at like 5 to 6 a.m. when I wake up. Wake up at like 4 or 5. Check my pairs between 5 and 6. And then at 9, noon, 3, and 6 p.m., I have just alarm set. I'm doing this full time right now during a bull. So I just like to keep an eye on everything and buy and sell this stuff. So if I put this on here and I know where the price is, and then I roughly can see between these green lines where it's up that we're getting resistance. People have got sell orders at like 3,700, right? Maybe they started at 38 and the competition brought it down to 37.49 because, you know, people competing to sell because there's only the supply of buyers competes with the supply of sellers. And then the bottom would be roughly like right in here with these candles. So you can play around right now with about a 5% range, right? So this is currently in the red, but it had just traveled all the way up. If you see these green lines, it just traveled up to this 7 whatever, and then it stopped. It hit this resistance. Now it's dropped back down about $50. Now this is not a full signal. You know, it's still in an uptrend. You got a little bit of dip in volume here, but these lines are still all green. They're still all in the positive going upward. So no one's going to know exactly for sure, but you're not trying to catch the whole trade. You're trying to catch a meat of it. All right. So I already woke up this morning and I had $300 more or like 350 from overnight from this going up. I locked that in and I paid down some of this loan. And so I'm back here watching this. I have what I have tracked is I have the current price within these smart contracts here. This is the Oracle pricing in Aave, 3707. I have what that was tracked. I have, and then you just have to have your balances tracked here. So this one would be stable. And if this goes up, you figure out what the difference of that was and you pay it down. If this goes down, you either just hold tight, or if you have the risk availability, you reborrow a little bit. And let me see here, you know, I don't want to borrow another $2,000. That would put me too close to liquidation. Let's see, if I don't 500, I would still be fine. So I could buy another 500 of, if it dipped, of USDC. I would then switch that over to ETH and increase this ETH position and increase this loan. But then if I thought this was going up, I have an increased profits because I own more ETH. Okay. I'm not going to make this video too long. We're about 15 minutes in. I'm going to stop it here. But overall, you can see the big picture is that from the election, we're in an uptrend. You know, things are going up for the time being. Things will readjust. People will find their leveling point in all these places. What usually happens is people are rushing in right now that aren't familiar with the technology, trying to get rich quick. They're trying to gold rush. And they'll buy in up here, for instance, at 37. They don't know what they're doing. They put their life savings in at 37. And then it drops down to like 35. And then they need to pay their car payment or whatever. So they sell some off and they take a a 5% loss times whatever. And then it goes back up here. And if they just held, and so eventually what happens is enough new people get stuck that they don't want to sell, and that creates a new bottom. Unfortunately, that's how it currently happens because a majority of individuals do not understand the technology and they do not understand finances. And people will say that crypto is predatory in this manner. But this goes on in all markets. This goes on in all markets all the time. When you have an emergency and people run out of water and food and all that stuff because they didn't plan, a huge demand for that food comes in. A huge supply of buyers with a low supply of products comes in, creating a demand, and the price goes up and through the roof. So people end up paying a lot for something that they shouldn't be paying a lot for if they had planned or if they understood the market. So I wouldn't say that the market is predatory per se because people have, the ability and the responsibility to make their life choices on their own, which makes this decentralized aspect beauty of it. No one's watching over you. You have the ability to make good and bad choices. But it's like, name something in life where if you're better at it than somebody else that you're supposed to, you know what I mean? Like, are you supposed to dull yourself back to help the other person? And it happens all the time. It happens in the sexual market, it happens in the business market, it happens in the crypto market, it happens in the finance. I would say personally that the current financial system is more predatory than this because there was no other options. You had to go in and play by their rules. That you had to pay their interest rates. You had to do their credit scores. You had to use their credit cards. You had to use their banking system. You had to take out their mortgages and all this stuff. Now you have the other options. You have all these decentralized currencies. And let me pull this up here. You can go over to Coin Marketplace here, and these are all competing assets and currencies that want your business. They're saying we have a good solid asset with a business plan. Some of our business plan is already worked out. It's encoded in the blockchain and the smart contracts that work with this stuff, and it's open source. You can come on, you can go look at our white paper. That's open to you. You can go and see the people that audit all these systems, whatever. When was the last time that your Federal Reserve in your country had an audit? Let me ask you that. Anybody besides El Salvador, let me ask you that. Okay? So this stuff can all be audited any time of the day. I'll give you a sneak peek at my watch list here. These are the coins that I watch pretty much a daily basis. So take some screenshots here. I got into Brett really early because I was using it as a DeFi prompt to make yields because it was giving like 1,000% APY for a while. And I should take this off. Actually, I want to watch it. I was in this when it was like $20 on it, but I had sold it a while ago. Anyways, look into Presearch, by the way. Shout out to Presearch. Yeah, I'm going to end this by saying shout out to Presearch. If you don't know what Presearch is, this is a decentralized search engine. This is not a paid advertisement or whatever, but this is a search engine that you can just ask questions. So like, what is Bitcoin? Just like any other search engine. But the data is given to you on Presearch is decentralized. I actually have probably shouldn't be telling my secrets here, but I bought a Raspberry computer here, I'm going to be creating a node for pre-search to be one of the people that runs a node for the ecosystem of this decentralized search engine that's run pretty much by the people for the people. Let me go back here. The coin itself, and you can look this up in your free time. I'll end it here, but it's really cheap right now. You only need 4,000 coins, which was like $29 when I put those in my other wallet to do the node. But I think you can still get 19 cents here. And not even 19 cents, 0.019. So you need 4,000 for the node divided by 0.0193. Why does that not work? Oh, maybe multiply it. 4,000 times 0.0193. So you need like $77 now. So me personally, I like pre-search. I think it's going to be a long-term project. It has utility, but do your own research. I'm getting a little bit off track here, but the idea is if you get on a trading site, you can use TradingView for free to track this stuff. Figure out the range, the volatility of the coins that you like. Watch them go up and down. You can go on that coin marketplace and you can create a watch list for yourself. You can start watching some of these assets and understand them at an emotional level, the volatility of going up. And you can play within that volatility range as people are buying and selling, the pressure, the support underneath, the resistance up top, waiting for it to break either or. And you'll know if Ethereum keeps hitting this 3,500 mark as support, and then it breaks down and all of a sudden it's 34 and it's 32, you'll know that it's starting to hit a downward trend because you've been watching it bounce off 35. And if it keeps hitting 76, and you've been watching it 76, and all of a sudden it shoots up to 37, and it shoots up to 39, 4,000, you know that it just broke that barrier and more people are getting in it, and it's going to be even higher upward trends. And you'll know because you've been tracking it, and then you can readjust this range that you're going to be playing within when that happens. So, all right, I've said too much. I just wanted to make this a little 15-minute video, but it turned into 23. So just practicing and showing you guys some of this new stuff. And all right, have a good day.